This is just a short video to give you a few more examples of estimating square roots, but when those square roots are in expressions. So I just wanted to show you a few examples of that. The first one that I have here is -8 plus the square root of 14. So you learned from the previous videos how to estimate the square root of 14. So let's do that off to the side over here. I have the square root of 14, and I have to figure out which two perfect squares it comes between in order to estimate it properly. So in this case, it would be between the square root of 9 and the square root of 16. The square root of 9 equals 3, and the square root of 16 equals 4. So I know that the square root of 14 falls somewhere between 3 and 4. So I can say that it is 3 point something. So now to get just a little bit better estimate, I'm going to say that it's actually closer to 16. Because from 14 to 16, when I subtract there, I get 2. But when I subtract 9 to 14, well, I'm going to get 5 there. So it is much closer here to 4. So I can estimate that at, I will say 3.8. You could put 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, something along those lines. Then I'm going to take that value that I determined for square root of 14 and put that into my expression. So I'm going to have a -8 plus 3.8. When I look at that problem, I see that I have a -8 and a positive 3.8. Because they have different signs, that makes it a subtraction problem. So I'm going to come over here and set up my subtraction problem. So I'm going to have 8.0 minus 3.8, and I'm going to subtract. I have to borrow 1, turn that into a 7 and a 10, and I'll get 10 minus 8 is 2. Keep my decimal right in line. And 7 minus 3 is 4. Now I come over here. I've gotten 4.2, but I need to look at my sign. Because the 8 is larger and it's negative, my answer is negative. So the answer to this expression would be negative 4.2. I have one more set up for us to try. This is the square root of 33. So we will begin the same way by estimating the square root of 33. I have to figure out which two perfect squares that comes between. And that would be the square root of 25, which equals 5. And the square root of 36, which equals 6. The square root of 33 falls between 5 and 6, meaning that it will be 5 point something. Now I have to see which one it comes closest to. Since when I subtract 33 and 25, I get 8. So the difference here is 8. When I subtract 33 and 36, well, the difference here is only 3. So I can see that it's much closer to 6. So I'll estimate 5.8. You can put 5.7, 5.8, 5.9. Something in that range would be a good estimate. Now we'll go ahead and we'll put that into our expression. So we simplify that a little bit. So now 5, this is 5 times the square root of 33. Remember, if you ever don't see an operation symbol, it means multiplication. So this is actually 5 times, and our estimate is 5.8. So the first thing we want to do here is multiplication. Remember your order of operations. I have subtraction and I have multiplication. So multiplication is going to come first. I'll come over here and do that. I have 5.8 times 5. I'm going to get 40. Put the 0, carry the 4, and I'm going to have 25 plus 4 is 29. Don't forget that you have 1 digit of decimal in your answer, in your problem. Therefore, you have 1 digit of decimal in your problem. So this is 29. So I have 2 minus 29, which is going to give me a negative 27 as my estimate here for this expression.